Wait, what you got for me? Oh, and the new Justice League mini-series. By the same DC Bruce Timm group that did it last time. Or the good Green Lantern show. Which does not surprise me because with Marvel basically holding the crown of victory when it comes to animation nowadays, DC has got to jump back into it. Although Paranormal Rob knows how they're trying, DC's trying by making gritty, darker stuff. You know, they're basically taking the Frank Miller approach and amping it up to over 11 in all the stuff they do. So that's how they're trying to compete with all that Avengers money that they can't compete with right now. Which, you know, we're all just waiting and anticipating that Batman vs. Superman movie to just come crashing down. But, of course, it's either going to be actually good, possibly, or it's going to be unbelievably riffable. Either option will be great. Either one of those options I am looking forward to. Just when that movie comes out, you know, they are going to make bank hardcore regardless, because everyone's going to want to see that. But you're going to go see it. You're all going to go see it. You're all going to go see the Batman vs. Superman movie when it comes out, even though it's already come out in the form of The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. But at least you get to see it in live action, which is, of course, better. But that's not what we're going to talk about now. Now we're going to move on to cartoon news. Once again, we are keeping the ball rolling here, and I wish I could say that I had more good news for this week, because last week was depressing. We just had nothing but depressing news. Can I say I've got good news this time? Well, no, not really. No, well, there are again some good things. It's all about perspective. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just about perspective. And you guys already know the circulation of news that's going on in the dubbing community, so why don't we just go ahead and jump to that. Let's start off with the first story, which is not so much a story, well, it is a story. So, it's about Wakfu. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. Wakfu, this fantastical, gorgeously animated, especially considering the Flash animation. It's very obvious Flash, but it's very well done obvious Flash. So, good on France. It's a really high-end MMORPG style fantasy show that has been trying to get an English dub for it made for a while now. They went to Kickstarter, they earned $440,000.00, and so, of course, with that kind of amazement, we thought for sure we were going to get a high-end professional dub that was going to rival the ranks of anything else that had ever been translated into English before. And it has recently come to Netflix. This week it has been put up on Netflix so people who backed the show can see just what their hard work has done. And what those people found out was that this dub actually kind of sucks. And now, of course, that's a subjective opinion, and perhaps some people like the approach to it, but considering the voice talent they used for the teaser trailer, which used California voice actors, it was very good, actually. Like, it was the level of English anime voiceover that you would expect. We expected that level of quality. What we got was British voice actors that, with all respect to the British, kind of over and underact throughout the whole thing. It sounds kind of like what they used to do with anime dubs back in the 90s almost. Like, obviously taking it a bit more as a joke, not really playing it straight. Like, it does not sound, it sounds cartoonish is the problem. It does not sound realistic, which is what we were kind of hoping for. But we're not getting that. Unless they redub everything they already dubbed, I can't really imagine this being as successful as they'd hoped for. And again, there's a lot of fanfare behind this. This was a show that a lot of people wanted available in English in America. At the very least, available in America. Only a handful of you are going to get that, because the DVDs for this show were only available to people who supported the Kickstarter, and there's no plans to make it available to regular people. So you can't go to Amazon unless someone who already got a copy buys it. But you can't go to Walmart or FYE, or you can't even go to Blockbuster. Well, no one can go to Blockbuster to get a copy of this show anymore. You have to either watch it on Netflix in the dub, or you have to find torrents of it online, which nobody likes because those are horrible, very horrible quality. So yeah, at least they hide their shame. If no one can get the DVDs, then no one can watch it. And those of us who did not back it up, which I wanted to back it up, but I was broke at the time that the Kickstarter was going on, so I could not back it up. I did get to back up the Bee and Puppy Cat one though, and that one I'm anticipating highly coming out. But for the rest of you regular people, you get nothing, which may be for the better. So yes, Wakfu dub, not so good as the consensus. Sorry everybody. Can we go on to good news now? No, we cannot. We have to do more bad news. So strap in. We're just getting started. So, we're going to put on our professional glasses here to be all snob about this. So, you like your TV channels, right? You love your Disney, your Nickelodeon, your ABC, your NBC, your TNT, all those good things there. Well, one of those channels, I'm sure you all respect in a sense. That is the Hub Network. Now, the Hub Network is most popularly known for being a Hasbro arm, for basically turning Hasbro properties into new cartoons for the new generation, doing most successfully since they decided to give Lauren Faust, the woman who honestly needs her own show, to turn one of their most successful properties into the biggest meme factory in the world. And since My Little Pony has carried the Hub throughout its inception, they have basically maintained afloat. So we all thought that was all well and good. So, why is it that Discovery is basically rebranding the channel? Or in other words, the Hub is kind of dead. Well, just in name only. Okay, let me be more specific here. The Hub originally was like this dual partnership between Hasbro and Discovery. It was like actually like a rebranding already of Discovery Kids or something. I'm pretty sure it was Discovery Kids. And they basically, now Discovery wants to acquire the rights that Hasbro has, like basically the shares that Hasbro has in it, and turn it into a new channel all over again. Hasbro is still going to hold on to a good share of the channel, as it were, but they're going to change the name. What are they going to call it? They're going to call it, yeah, Discovery Family now. So, you know, the word the Hub, like I'm imagining the little symbol of the Hub logo here, that's completely gone. And they're basically going to try to make it more family accessible, turning it into more of a, I guess, something that's more akin to Nickelodeon or Disney XD, if I can just think of something. Actually, yeah, this is the closest thing I can think of there. They really do need a new hit. What they needed more than just one show to maintain the broadcasting, because a channel needs a lot of good content to keep it going, because there are a lot of channels that are created and lost within a year. You don't hear about them because they don't stick around, but all the channels that you know of and like, oh yeah, once you make a channel, you're around forever. No. Oprah made her own channel, and that didn't really work out for her, because you need consistent quality stuff to make the channel work. So, yeah, it's, yeah. What are they going to do with My Little Pony? I don't know yet. This is just recently breaking news. Basically just who's going to own the channel now. So, Discovery is going to re-own more of the channel now. What they're going to do with it, we're not so sure yet, but we just know that the title, The Hub, and probably a lot of what made the channel what it was, will not be there anymore. Especially because the CEO of the company is stepping down at the end of the year. So this is like the time for big changes to happen, and this could be really good, or it could completely kill what it used to be altogether. And that could be the end of that. So further works in development, but we won't find out till a bit later. Either way, it doesn't look like the best of news. Especially if you liked the aesthetic of the Hub, it probably won't be there anymore. Please, can we have some more good news? Any good news, pretty please? No, I'd like to. I really would love to give you good news, but I don't have any. I don't. I love me some Hanna-Barbera. I really love a lot of good Hanna-Barbera stuff. Stories may be formulaic sometimes. Animation is obviously very limited, but you give me a good set of characters that can carry endless episodes throughout endless seasons through endless continuities, you've got yourself something that will still stand the test of time. This time I'm talking about the show Top Cat. If you don't know Top Cat, I'm very sorry for you, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys know the awesomeness that is Top Cat, because for a show that is basically just con artists trying to survive on the streets for endless episodes, I managed to carry it along pretty well. So, apparently it's actually way more successful in Mexico, because a couple of years ago, this studio called Anima Estudios, which is basically animation studio, if you translate that out there. Do not quote me on Google Translate there. Made a a Flash animated, or was it CGI? I'm sorry, it was CGI animated movie based on it, and it was a big box office success. It was like it was the highest grossing Mexican film of the year 2011, which is kind of surprising. I didn't realize that they were that popular. More surprising, I didn't really know Mexico had much of an animation unit there. Which does not surprise me, because actually it wasn't a very good movie. It was baffling at best and kind of tone dissonant from the show itself, but yeah, and it also had a bit of a weird aesthetic to it, just the way it looked. But anyways, what is the point of me telling you all this? The point is, they're doing it again! Yes, the exact same studio that made the Top Cat animated movie from 2011 in Mexico is making another film called Top Cat Begins. And you know what? Why should you care about that? Actually, I don't think many people will, because this is something that probably won't get very much attention in America. I mean, you take an American property and adapt it into a Hollywood movie, everyone pays attention. Even if you want to forget about it as soon as it's over. I'm still trying to forget the Yogi Bear movie, but it's a little part in the back of my head that just won't go away there. This, though, you can easily avoid. It's not really... I mean, Mexican cinema altogether does not usually get a lot of attention in our circle, I said. I mean, if you're in Mexico, then of course you're going to hear about it. In this circle here of, I suppose, our world, it's not really going to be much of an issue. So, whether or not you liked that CGI Flash kind of whatever it's drawn like movie, we're not going to see much of it here, I suppose, but it will be getting a sequel, and it's probably going to be coming out, what do they project the date for? Probably on August 7th, 2015, which is less than a year from now, so I guess they're really cranking this thing out there. Oh yes, the hub is going to die Gleam, or more specifically, it's going to be rebranded. It's going to be stripped, and it's going to be repainted, and then it's going to be slapped back up again to see how it does. It's kind of like how Toon Disney turned into Disney XD, is the closest way I can explain it. And I should be specific on the Flash part here. Flash is not always bad. It used to be all bad. Recently, it's become much better. It's become, on average, passable, and at worst, terrible. But at best times, it's downright amazing. In fact, can surpass 2D animation if done well. So the fact that if something says it's in Flash now, I don't sneer at it right away. I have to actually see how they use it first. Like how CGI used to be a bad thing because it was clunky looking and it didn't quite feel like a cartoon. But it got better, and now we have Dragons, Riders of Berk, and all is good with the world. Some people don't like Disney XD, and I don't blame you. I like Cartoon Network, I like Toon Disney a lot better. So, do I have any good news to end off the night? Just one good news. Yes we do. We have one good thing coming out. And again, this all ties back to what we were watching on the stream tonight. We were watching some good old-fashioned propaganda cartoons. Okay, this is not a propaganda cartoon, but it does tie back into one we were talking about. So, Genndy Tartakovsky, the guy, the man, the Russian man who turned Samurai Jack into one of the best cartoons ever, who turned Dexter's Laboratory into a cultural icon, who turned the Clone Wars into something that you could watch with total orgasmness, like your eyes, just eye candy, like, oh my god, who even managed to take a silly animated comedy with Adam Sandler and make it into the most successful thing that Sony Pictures has ever created. Not the most financially though, because unfortunately Smurfs is still more successful. Anyways, this man has been working with Sony to make a CGI Popeye cartoon. Yes, that Popeye, the sailor, the spinach. I'm tough to the finish, cause I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah, that guy. Basically, they've been trying for a while to turn that style, this very comic strip style, drawing style, which was the Popeye character, and turn it into CGI. They've done it. They have done it. There is finally a promotional clip, or a test clip, as it were, of Genndy Tartakovsky's CGI Popeye film. And it's not really bad. It's not bad. No, it is good. Like, it exceeds any expectations you've had. Like, I'll only say that if this is what the whole movie's gonna look like, it's not gonna look like any other CGI movie you've seen yet. The only other one that it kind of reminds me of, and we haven't even seen the full version yet, is the CGI Peanuts film that Blue Sky is working on right now, which they've also got a teaser trailer out right now, and it's just kind of the way of turning some, like, dot eyes, like just pupil eyes, very round characters, something that was obviously meant to be drawn, and turning that into something with more depth, like CGI tends to do. That's hard to do. At worst, it looks like you basically took a, I don't know, like took a Barbie doll or you know, just a Weeble toy or something and tried to make it move. But at best, if it's got the squash and the stretch feel of hand-drawn animation with the CGI mechanics to it, it can look really good. So the fact that they made this work is a good thing. Again, it's a good. This is the good news that we have for the night. And Sony's been gradually getting better at, you know, letting their staff do what they want, which is kind of what they pride themselves in. Like, they recently had an interview with Lauren Faust, who's making a movie based on Medusa, and all the marketing behind it is, but one, oh my gosh, it's Lauren Faust, and two, they can kind of break the Hollywood aesthetic to make the kind of films that they want to make. So if they're letting Genndy, Where the Heck is Samurai Jack the movie, Tartakovsky, make a CGI Popeye film, go for it, man. Go, if that's what you want to do, go. I want to see what unrestrained animation talent can do, and if Sony's gonna lead the way, go for it. It's not like we have a lot of competition from Pixar or DreamWorks right now, which is unfortunate, but you know what? Every empire falls, so if Sony is the new face of the animation movie, let us rein it in, man. Rein it in. And yeah, hopefully we will get that Samurai Jack movie, because I've been waiting for about a decade now. Like, I have the whole show. I need him to get home and actually finish the story, to finish the fight. It's what we need. That is what we need. So that is the things that have happened in the past week. Again, not a lot of good things. Maybe we'll get better next week. And of course I said that last week, so I don't want to jinx it. Yeah. It's never going to get better. It's all just gradually downhill from here. We're on the sliding slope of never getting better. Actually, no, that's far too pessimistic. We will get better news. We just have to wait for it. Like hunting, you know, like deer hunting. You just have to wait for it. And then we have venison. So when our venison gets here, then we can celebrate. It's getting very, very weird.